Welcome back, everybody. We are the Sports Buds. It is already week 17. I am your host this week, Tony Parlay. Joining me as always, we've got Nicopedia, Nick Kerr. How are you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing good. We both had played each other last week, but it was a good game. It's exactly what we wanted, so I'm doing a little better than you, maybe.
It's true.
Sorry.
It's true. It's all right. I accept your apology. It was a tough one. We kind of expected it to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys can tell, we're without Chris Billings. We got some tips from the viewers on where he possibly could be. Seeing some screenshots. Nuggets games. He's actually at Nuggets games. He wanted to see a winning team in Denver. Can't really blame him after what he's been through with the Russell Wilson Denver Broncos experience. We'll go ahead and break that down and talk about that on our Saturday Picks episode. You guys are going to want to tune into that one to hear what he has to say. I'm sure he's got a lot that he wants to let off his chest. But that's not why you guys are here. It's Thursday Night Football. Lost in the holiday season is this weird Browns-Jets game on Amazon Prime. It's been weird, man. It's been weird. So weird, in fact, that the Browns went ahead and had to go call in Joe Flacco to be their starting quarterback, and it's worked. It's worked. He looks amazing. It's like he's found a fountain of youth. This last month, he's looked as good as he did like back in Baltimore in those 10 years ago in those Super Bowl days. So there's a reason they're favored by 7.5 here at home. Nick is watching that lowly Jets team, I'm sure. Look how happy it makes him. As they were up, I saw this. They were up Commanders 17-0 last week, and I thought my bet was dead. I picked Commanders +3. Commanders came back and were actually winning that game, 28-27, and the Jets had to win like on the last-second field goal.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this mess of a game. It's probably going to be bad weather, guys. It's a low total, 34.5, Cleveland, winter time. I'm expecting gray, wind, wet, rain, everything that's ugly, including this game. So, who do you got in this game, Nick? 7.5 points for the Browns at home.
I mean, I went back and forth on this because, on one hand, the Browns should completely dominate this game because they got the number one defense in the league going up against the worst offense in the league. So, honestly, what can go wrong? But the Jets they have this knack for winning games at the end of the season that are completely meaningless. Like, they're completely out of the playoff picture, and they just beat teams they're not supposed to beat. So I think with this 7.5 point line, I think they keep it close. The Browns should still win this, but who knows?
No, you're right. You're right about the Jets. You're right there with them. They win those meaningless games, and the meaningless quarterback Aaron Rodgers will come out and get as much publicity as possible and do more press conferences than touchdown passes. But that's neither here nor there, and I feel like that's kind of what was like rallying that team earlier this season, and that's why they were competitive in games. But now that it's been announced that that's a next year plan and maybe Saleh's safe and all this stuff, I don't know. I feel like they take the foot off the gas, and that Browns team at home, man, that defense has been so good, and they've been really crushing it at home. I've taken the Browns to 7.5. Billings is with me. I guess he's sending in his picks during halftime of those Nuggets games. Can't really blame him. But yeah, he's with me on the Browns at 7.5. But you're right, Nick. These teams always play weird games. Either way, like you said before we were recording, there could be some type of safety that goes ahead and changes this. I wouldn't be surprised either way. That's how these two teams are.
I mean, because the whole aspect of Joe Flacco going back against the Jets, like after Aaron Rodgers went down, the Jets could have easily signed Joe Flacco because he had been with the team the last 2 years.
Yep.
So you would think that. So I think he has that little bit of revenge factor. But at the same time, this Jets defense saw Joe Flacco in practice for 2 years. So with the weather and everything, it's just going to be an ugly game.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's going to be a tough watch when it's an ugly game. But when it's a tough watch, you know what you got to do. Got to break out that bankroll.
Yep.
Pit Boss Billings is gone again, guys. He's at Nuggets games, so you know what that means. Betting buds are back. What do you got for us in this game, Nick?
I mean, because it's going to be an ugly game, and you know I love interceptions. So I'm thinking with Joe Flacco and Trevor Siemian playing this game, I think each of them has an interception.
Okay, I could see it.
And then pair that with Myles Garrett's sack is plus 300. So
that's easy money, guys. That's easy. All these things are happening. All of these things are happening. Nick over there is building a fortune off Josh Allen interceptions. Listen to him when he's telling you guys about interception props. Like, these quarterbacks are throwing interceptions. And Myles Garrett, it's like him and Micah Parsons in that Defensive Player of the Year conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely see him getting a sack today. That Jets offensive line has had many problems this season. So it's a good one, man. It's a good one. What are the odds on that?
It's plus 300.
Plus 300. You hear this, guys? Plus 300. He's just making us all money right there. You guys are going to want to bet on this game because that's the only thing that's going to keep you interested. Trust me, it's going to be a bad watch. I'm on the Browns. Nick's on the Jets. Kind of on his lonely island. I don't know. Billings is kind of on a lonely island, leaving this sport behind in basketball ways. But that's another story. We'll go ahead and get into that next time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I was your host for this Thursday night episode. That's Nicopedia over there. I'm Tony Parlay. We're going to find Chris Billings and bring him back for these other episodes. Trust me, guys. That's your Thursday night episode. You guys have yourself a wonderful one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching the Sports Buds. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.